On the news tonight, federal government launches initiative to boost yam production. First Jumat in Ramadan, cleric calls for sober reflection and closer devotion to Allah. Ogun State government cracks down on indiscriminate display of goods on roadside. Hello and welcome to the news desk at 7 on Nta Ijebu Ode. My name is Ifeoluwa Ashaolu and here are the details of our bulletin. The federal government has introduced a strategic program aimed at tripling national yam feeds from the current 10 metric tons per hectare to 30 metric tons per hectare. This initiative forms part of the Renewed Hope Agenda's comprehensive agricultural transformation effort, which seeks to bridge an estimated 50 million metric ton shortfall in national yam supply. Musa Baba Aliyu report.
Yam, much like cassava, is a tuber crop that demands proper land preparation and agronomic practices to achieve optimal yields. Unlike many other crops, yam is propagated using small tubers as seeds which grow into a single large tuber. However, researchers have developed innovative methods such as using leaves or stems as planting material, similar to techniques employed for cassava and sweet potatoes. This advancement, along with other innovations, were showcased at the National Yam Advocacy Summit organized by the International Institute for Tropical Agriculture in partnership with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi explained that the ministry's ramping up program is built on three key pillars: expanding the total land area under yam cultivation, boosting yields from 10 metric tons per hectare to 30 metric tons per hectare, and cutting post-harvest losses from 40 to 25% by the end of 2027.
By achieving these targets, we aim to close the national demand gap, enhance farmers' income, and position Nigeria to capture a fair share of the global yam market.
Yam plays a vital role in Nigeria's economy, building special places in the nation's culture and food systems. It symbolizes both sustenance and prosperity, serving as a source of food, wealth, and livelihood for many. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Why Nigeria awaits a new national health plan to determine its population? Promoting a comprehensive birth registration will help the nation plan for the next generation. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu stated this when she met with the country representative of United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF in Nigeria, Wafo Saheed Abdulateef, in her office. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo report.
They have birth certificates and everything already.
Leveraging the symbolic leadership provided by the First Lady Oluremi Tinubu and the ongoing digitization of birth registration, Nigeria, according to UNICEF, has achieved a major milestone in birth registration, which currently stands at 14 million.
Can we please all rise and welcome the first?
The visit of this three-man delegation from UNICEF, led by its country representative in Nigeria, Wafo Saheed Abdulateef, to the office of the First Lady is primarily to pat her on the back for lending her voice and face to drive the process.
And it's really impressive. I've served in many places. I've not seen that in 2 years you could have the progress that has happened here in Nigeria. You know, we have 14 million children. Their births have been registered. The system is being digitalized at the health facility. There is work at the ward level as well, combining that. There is a bill at the National Assembly. And things don't just happen like that without leadership. And this is really very much encouraging because it makes a big difference, especially under the Renewed Hope Agenda, to give hope for children.
She renews the commitment of UNICEF to expanding the frontiers of its service in the country with the cooperation and support of the First Lady.
We can also think about maybe having a national recognition event with your leadership to tell this story about birth registration, about digitalization, so that others can learn and even inspire other countries beyond Nigeria with what's happening in Nigeria on birth registration.
Thanking UNICEF for the cheering feedback, the First Lady says Nigeria is eager to get more positive results in order to drive steady development.
This is how nations develop. Nigeria has not had census in a long time, so we don't really have a head count. But if we start from the children, oh, what a way to start. And at least we have a number of children and we know how many to care for. It's the beginning for us. It's not just birth registration alone. We are looking at even death certificates.
On the high prevalence of tuberculosis and other child killer diseases, the first lady assures UNICEF that the current administration is doing its best towards making the country better for children, while looking forward to more collaboration.
UNICEF have been consistent, helping us, giving us the right data to work with. So in any area you want us to collaborate, we are here.
The UNICEF country representative, Wafa Said Abdulatif, arrived in Nigeria 6 months ago following her posting from Somalia. In the State House, Nta Ijebu, NTA News.
The Ogun State government has cautioned residents against indiscriminate display and sales of goods on roads across the state. The State Deputy Governor Nta Ijebu Ode gave the warning while assessing the scene of a tragic road accident at the toll gate area of Ota, which claimed the lives of 6 traders and destroyed property. Yamidalimo reported that the government warned of failure to use designated markets for trading and other commercial activities will attract sanctions.
The Deputy Governor, Nta Ijebu, in company of the Olota of Ota, Oba Abdulkabir Adeyemi Obalanlege, and operatives of the Federal Road Safety Corps, as well as the Ogun State Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Agency, with other stakeholders, expressed grief over what they described an avoidable tragedy. 6 traders lost their lives after a vehicle reportedly suffered brake failure while descending the slope and rammed into them and their wares at the roadside. Ogun State government noted that street trading exposes those involved to danger, making them vulnerable to accidents. She warned that traders must henceforth make use of the designated market stalls provided by government or face sanction.
Whilst we know that accidents can happen, we also have to put in place behavioral practices that reduce the extent of these accidents. We have called on our people to stop street trading. Street trading, it's like you just opened yourself up to any accidents. Today it's a big truck, tomorrow it could even be an Okada. From enforcement to push people back into the market. Please, 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 this is in our own best interests.
It doesn't have to be like that. Can't continue to blame government when we are the cause of our problem.
Both the state government and the traditional ruler commiserated with the families of the deceased and assured that survivors receiving treatment in hospital will be supported. In Abeokuta, Yamidalimo, NTA.
Professionals have been charged to uphold integrity and infuse moral values into the practice for the growth of the society. Former Director General and the Administrative Staff College of Nigeria, ASCON, Tokpo Badagry, Professor Adele Jinodu, who gave this charge at the 2026 edition of the annual lecture of Ijebu Professionals Excellence Foundation, pointed out that practicing professionalism with integrity will positively transform the larger Nigerian society. The correspondent who was at the program has more details. The Ijebu Professional Excellence Foundation 2026 annual lecture with the theme Roles and Contributions of the Professions and Professionalism in the Society brought together key dignitaries to discuss broader impact of professions and professionalism across the board. The guest speaker, a legal luminary, Professor Adele Jinodu, stressed that professionalism goes beyond earning a living or obtaining a certificate. Professor Jinodu said it involves enforcing moral principles into practice, upholding integrity and ethical standards.
To help us pursue politics as an ethical profession for the public interest, for the public good, not for self-seeking people.
In the separate remarks, the chairperson of the day, Mrs. Olufunke Adekoya San, chairman of the IPEF Governing Council, Mr. Jamiu Adio Saka, and the secretary of the 2026 Annual Lecture Committee, Otumba Fatai Olukoga, emphasized that the lecture highlighted professionalism as a vocation rooted in accountability, integrity, and social responsibility.
But how professional associations can have an impact
on election process, which we are all waiting for, to ensure that our mandates are protected, the rules are followed, and that means ensuring that all the players in the electoral process live up to the dictates of professionalism. If we manage ourselves and manage our life and manage our nation professionally, we should be better than where we are now. It has underlined political and vocational careers. You can see the way you put it together. That professionalism is the best way to practice wherever you are.
The lecture also features an answer session, giving attendees the opportunity to share insights and learn from the experiences of the guest lecturer. The role of literature in shaping language development and moral values among young learners have been examined. The Institution of Basic Research examined this in a stakeholders forum to check the impact of language use and moral content in selected basic literature tests used in schools across Ogun State. Blessing Adewi was at the Directorate of Research and External Relations boardroom of Tyne Sholari Federal University of Education venue of the event and now report. Presenting the report at the Stakeholders Forum, the convener and the principal researcher, Professor Bandile Sokweson, pointed out that the study was carefully designed to evaluate the appropriateness of languages and selected texts currently used by pupils in basic classes. Professor Sokweson noted that the research also assessed the cultural relevance of the context, examined the moral implications, while highlighting areas for improvement.
There's a need to check such things in terms of the language children use, in terms of morality. So we wrote a proposal to Thought Fund to carry out this research. Unfortunately, it took about 5 years, for the thing to be approved. And that's why we are doing this. IBR actually stands for Institution-Based Research.
Participants shared their perspective on the findings, stressing the key roles of teachers and parents in guiding pupils within habits, reinforcing moral values, and ensuring that educational materials have positive impact on the overall development of learners.
The findings that were read to us and the copies of the documents that are given to us, we will take it to a student level. At management level, we are going to sit down and ensure that all the findings of this particular research are actually taken into consideration.
Teachers of basic secondary schools are complaining that parents are no longer purchasing or procuring literature texts for their children, and it is hindering the teaching of literature in primary school and junior secondary schools.
When there is no textbook, it means teaching has never taken place, because it's a tool that must be used while teaching. It's like when you go to the firm without cutlass, what are you going to use in farming? So definitely, textbook is very germane in teaching.
Stakeholders also emphasized the need to promote effective reading culture among pupils, while appealing to parents to make quality books readily available, as this is vital for literacy, language skills, and character formation among learners. In Ijebu Ode, Blessing Adewi, NTA News. This is the news desk at 7 on NTA Ijebu Ode. We will be going on a short break now. Please stay with us.
أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون.
مرحبا بكم يا رمضان، مرحبا بكم يا رمضان، مرحبا بكم يا رمضان. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Yes, it is here again, Ramadan 1447, AH 2026. NTA Ijebu Ode, the Heritage Station, is at it again. To avail us the opportunity to maximize the abundant reward during the period through our packages such as Tafsiri, Call to Prayer, Station Live Show, Short Admonition, and lots more. For further inquiries, contact the Marketing Department, NTA Ijebu Ode, TV House, Eruwan Road, GRU Ijebu Ode, Ogun State, or call 080 28 36 4801 or 080 29 41 1473. Ramadan 1447 AH. What a rewarding experience.
أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان.
Hello?
Grandpa, when are you coming to visit us?
Who is going to wake everybody up for sahur if I leave? Don't worry, my son. I will be fine. Hello?
Who is going to wake everybody up for sahur if I leave?
Mommy, we did not see Sauma today. Where's Sauma?
Welcome back and thanks for rejoining us. Convinced that motivation is pivotal for higher productivity towards attainment of organizational goals, Nta Ijebu Network Center organized a 2025 End of the Year Award and Commendation Get-Together. The occasion, which was indeed a morale booster for staff, featured games, dancing competition, and lots more. Eniola Adeyemo's report is hereby presented.
Addressed, the zonal director noted that the event is to reward hard work and diligence as well as promote healthy competition among staff.
To be deserving of the letter of commendation for their effort for the year. And I want to bring out spur them more to greater heights so that they may probably in the next year be awarded as the best staff too.
Heads of various departments in their goodwill messages highlighted the exemplary leadership and unwavering dedication of the zonal director, which has continued to inspire staff members to better performance.
The staff have worked hard. They were all up to the games. We had several challenges, but they were able to surmount all those challenges, to work hard and ensure that the station is still on air.
Availability and preparedness to work and have passion and your relationship with staff.
High point of the occasion was awards to best staff of the various departments in the year 2025, including the best staff of the station, won by Assistant Chief Technical Officer Sheun Ayangbemiro.
You know, I am happy today. I'm elated for this opportunity, and I'm not going to take it for granted.
Selected staff from across the departments were also commended for extraordinary performance in the year gone by. Other highlights of the day include games, dancing competition, as well as cutting of the cake, as the occasion coincided with the birthday of the zonal director.
The holy month of Ramadan has been described as a time of sober reflection, forgiveness, and strengthening one's relationship with Allah. The National Missioner of Asauddin Society of Nigeria, Imam Abdurrahman Ahmad, made this known at the first Jumat service in Ramadan. Fatima Hassan was at the Asauddin Mosque Ijebu Ode and Faust in the report.
The National Missioner of the Asauddin Society of Nigeria, Imam Abdurrahman Ahmad, and other faithfuls from Ijebu Ode and environs converged on the Asauddin Mosque to observe the first Jummah of Ramadan. In a sermon, Imam Abdurrahman Ahmad spoke on the significance of Ramadan and expectations from Muslim Ummah. Imam Ahmad urged the congregation to do the needful during and after Ramadan.
This is one unique opportunity for every Muslim for a rebirth, for a rejuvenation of our person, our character, and an opportunity to service our relationship with Allah. It's also an opportunity to extend hand of fellowship to humanity, because it is also a month of charity.
The Ijebu Ode Missioner of the Society, Imam Hussein Kehinde Oredikpe, and other attendees expressed their views about the holy month.
They tell us that it will make us healthy. If we fast during the fasting, we should be doing good to all the people. We should be giving alms. Even not only during the fasting, before the fasting gone, we should be able to give some people that need food.
The 30 or 29 days of Ramadan is a period of sober reflection where Muslim faithful across the globe rededicate their lives to the service of Allah and humanity. In Ijebu Ode, Fatima Hassan, Nta News.
Retirees under the Contributory Pension Scheme in Osun State have called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to intervene in the local government funds crisis in the state, saying the situation has disrupted the payments of their pension benefit. The senior citizens made the appeal during a peaceful protest in Osogbo, Osun State. Femi Afariogun reports.
Carrying placards and chanting solidarity songs, the elderly protesters marched through major streets of the state capital shortly after addressing the press conference. They lamented that the withholding of council allocations has left many pensioners unable to meet basic needs, particularly health care, noting that prolonged hardship has taken a toll on their well-being.
We personally appeal to Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is the father of the nation, to kindly intervene in the Osun local government imbroglio in the interest of the Osun contributory pensioners, who are suffering, in particular our Osun state in general.
Meanwhile, organized labor also backed the agitation as leaders of the Nigeria Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress urged the federal government to release the withheld funds.
Acknowledge and appreciate the state government for intervening. This arrangement is neither sustainable nor procedurally ideal. We therefore call on the federal government of Nigeria to intervene.
The retirees and the labor union expressed hope for an urgent resolution. In Osogbo, Femi Afariogun, NTA News.
Social justice remains vital to fostering a fair, peaceful and prosperous society by ensuring equal rights, opportunities and treatment for all regardless of background. In this report, Elizabeth Omoruyi examines the importance of the day and how it seeks to address systematic inequalities, protect human rights and promote diversity.
The World Day of Social Justice is observed annually to promote fairness, equity and protect human rights. It was established by the United Nations in 2007 and first celebrated in 2009 to address poverty, exclusion, gender inequality, unemployment, and lack of social protection. It aims to promote equitable access to resources to enhance human dignity. A sobering statistics show that in 2004, civilian deaths in conflict rose by 40%, and 1 in 5 experiencing discrimination.
Yes, it has been of public concern, in the recent time, that people who engage in violating people's rights. The victims, in most cases, they don't get justice.
The women can now inherit, same with the men from Eastern Nigeria. That has been a reality according to our laws for a while. But in reality, is that what we have? It's not. We have an education imbalance.
The day stands as a global reminder for fairness, dignity, and equity across the world.
The problem is we as a people. We need a reorientation as to our value system. Yes, the government needs to help us along the way, but we need to first develop that consciousness.
The National Orientation Agency has a lot of role, to play, and our parents too have a role, a pivotal role, to play, and also our courts.
This year's theme is Empowering Inclusion, Bridging Gaps for Social Justice. Elizabeth Omoruyi, NTA.
And that completes our news text for tonight on Nta Ijebu Ode. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful weekend.
Hello?
Grandpa, when are you coming to visit us?
Who is going to wake everybody up for Sahur if I leave? Don't worry, my son. I will be fine. Hello?
Who is going to wake everybody up for Sahur if I leave?
Mommy, we did not see Sauma today. Where's Sauma?
الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون
مرحبا بكم يا رمضان مرحبا بكم يا رمضان مرحبا بكم يا رمضان alhamdulilayi rabbil alamin. bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o ẹ̀yin ọmọ ìyá mi nínú ẹ̀sìn islam. ramadan tọdún 1447 lẹ́yìn hijira ìyẹn tọdún 2026 tuntun dé o. ilé iṣẹ́ Nta Ijebu Ode aláràgbà yìí dá the heritage station ti ṣe tán o láti jẹ́ kí a jẹ àǹfààní aládìpẹ̀lẹ̀ ládá lásìkò oṣù ààwẹ̀ alálùbáríkà yìí látara àwọn ètò lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan wa bíi tafsirul Quran ìrun pípé wáàsí ààwẹ̀ ẹ̀dìdẹ mùsàrì jẹ àti àwọn ètò lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan lówó pọ́ọ́kú. fún àlàyé kíkún ẹ lè kàn sí ẹ̀ka ìpolówó ọjà iléeṣẹ́ Nta Ijebu Ode tí ó wà lọ́nà ìrúnwọ́ GRA Ìjẹ̀bú Òde àbí kí ẹ pè sórí àwọn ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọ̀nyí 080 28 36 48 01 tàbí 080 29 41 14 73. Ramadan tọdún 2026 yìí ẹ jẹ́ àjọ bọ́ọ̀rùn ṣòwò gbalada ń bẹ̀.
فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان
Oh, what a wonderful world of SureClean detergent. Oh yes, you can have a clean and bright wash with SureClean. SureClean detergent is tough on stains, gentle on your hands, and leaves clothes smelling fresh. Oh see, for clean whites and all colors, SureClean detergent makes you shine. As you spread it all, you can see the shine of SureClean brightness. Now, wear your smile with pride and nothing to hide. SureClean detergent makes your family clean and happy. SureClean detergent, happiness with every wash.